Hello everyone, this is CXDGaming bringing you another video on Minecraft. Today we're going to talk about pistons. I know there are a lot of video out there already about pistons, but usually they're either really old or they are extremely crazy, like the tallest piston elevator, which contain like, I don't know, millions and gazillions of crazy redstone wire. But before we get there, we need to understand what pistons are, right? Pistons are basically these devices that push stuff, and when you have sticky ones, they pull stuff. Okay, how is it made? Well, you can put 4 cobblestone here. We can have 1 redstone, 1 iron bar, and 3 wood planks on top, like so. So this is a piston. To make a sticky piston is to put a piston there and then put a slime ball, which I don't have one. But if you have a slime ball, put it here, and you'll get sticky piston. Now the difference between a piston and a sticky piston is that, well, number 1, piston look like this, sticky piston look like that. Number 2, when the sticky piston pushes something, it does not pull it back. It's done. The sticky piston, as the name implies, will push and pull. And you can even actually go like this, grab, pull back. So that's sticky piston and piston. Now before we go too far ahead, I want to basically tell you guys how and where does the piston receive power. This can be confusing because sometimes it does not receive power. For example, does not make this piston push out. And for example, this one does not make piston push out either. So piston has to receive power on the side, like so, or here, or here, or directly under it. And if you want to use redstone, you must directly point toward the side. Notice if you look here, it's actually not pointing at all to the side like this. It's actually pointing away. And same here, you're pointing away, you're not pointing into the piston. So you need to point into the piston, like so. And from the back as well, like so. And interestingly enough, actually, if you have one in the bottom and you do this, it actually does not work because they're actually not pointing into it. But if you actually put a block under here and you put a redstone leading to that block and then power that block, it works. Well, that's because this redstone torch powered this wire, which powered this entire block, which is actually putting input into this piston. So that's why it works. Now, we already gone through 2 cases where this does not work. So it doesn't matter if you lie here, this direction, or even this direction, or even lie in front of it, it will not work. Okay? What it will work is this. Redstone, block, and then piston. And it'll work. It'll also work when you put in directly under here like this, just like we demoed earlier. And actually on top, it works as well. And surprisingly, this actually works when you put a wire into and you go away, like not into the piston, but away. But I guess again, this entire block is powered, so that's making this piston powered. So again, this actually works as well because this block's powered and making this piston powered. Same thing here, like so. What is weird is actually if you run a wire under the piston, it doesn't work. And what is really weird is when you put a piston on top, so when you have wire on the side, it does not work as well. So this is the same. This case is the same as these cases here. These two. Because you're at the same level with the piston and you're running not into the piston. Whereas these case, actually you're on a different level with the piston. You're actually powering a block that's right on the same level, that's receiving power, and so the whole block is powered, and this block will give power to piston. So it's actually different from these cases here. Now when your piston pushing facing down, it's basically pushing the entire earth or your world down 1 slot. Obviously that's impossible, so it doesn't matter how hard you try, it will not work. But you can actually push long string of item before it actually cannot push. For example, this cobblestone here, if I have I think 11 of this cobblestone and I do this, does not work. But let's say if I remove one of these stone and then I go like this. Now it pushes. So piston can push total of 11 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oops, sorry, 13 blocks. Total of 13 blocks. And it doesn't matter if you actually put blocks on top of it, because it will just do this. It doesn't matter how many blocks you put on top of it, it will actually just push the lower row. It doesn't care. Oops, sorry. Need to remove one of these blocks. And voila. Now this property can be really interesting, because if you say you put some sand on here, like say here, because as you can see, sand actually slide down to gravity like this. So if I remove this and I put a gap here and say now I do this, and I messed it up, didn't I? Yes, I did. So basically I want a gap here, and this sand will drop down. But anyway, this is not the right setup for this demonstration. Anyways, so basically, yeah, you can put 13 blocks, push 13 blocks, sorry, one single piston. And you cannot push any more than that. So this is the same case as the pushing down earth. I have like more than 13 blocks below me, so it doesn't matter how hard I try, I cannot move the piston. Something really interesting is about a sticky piston is that when you have a wall like this or on top of ceilings and something like this, you can actually pick that up. Of course, it wouldn't let go until you destroy it. But yeah, that's the sticky piston. Now let's take a look at some blocks the pistons will and will not push. So I've laid out most of the blocks that you'll probably use every day. Cobblestone and regular stone. They both push and pull nicely. Stone bricks, you bet. At least you bet. Stone brick again, and clay. Diamond block, gold block, you bet. Iron block and bedrock. Bedrock does not work. You cannot push and pull bedrocks. The blue stone, the shiny stone, and the brick both work fine. Mossy stone and stone slab work fine as well. Sandstone slab, wooden slab works beautiful. Cobblestone slab, brick slab works fine. Stone brick slab works fine, and it does not push obsidian. No obsidian pushing. Netherrack, soul sand, fine. Glowstone and log, fine as well. Leaf and sand. The leaf actually disappears. Very weird, huh? The leaf actually disappears. Okay. Other logs works fine. Dirt and grass dirt. Sandstone and gravel works fine. Spiderweb and wood plank. Spiderweb come off a string. So off a string. Sponge and ice works fine as well. Nothing really special. Snow and melon. The melon actually breaks into little pieces, and you get your melon. Pumpkin and jack-o'-lantern, they both just break off. So let's just put it back. This is a iron bar and the glass pane. They both push and pull fine, except they change shape when they touch different surface areas. Chest and working bench. You cannot push a chest. Cannot push a chest. Working bench fine. Bookshelf and wool, both are pushable, and all colors of wool are pushable. This is a dispenser, and this is a furnace. Both cannot be pushed. However, if you actually have a piston here in front of the dispenser, if you do this, actually it will spit out whatever inside. So an interesting way to fire a dispenser. Okay. Jukebox and music note and jukebox both cannot be pushed. Piston on piston both can be pushed. And the reason I have one block behind this and have wire directly under is because if I put this block here, it will actually push these two pistons. Or if you actually just show you, like so. Put push these two pistons and not behind ones. So yes, you can put pistons on pistons and push pistons. This is a fence, and this is a fence gate. Both are surprisingly pushable. And this actually has a very interesting property, because a fence gate, when it's open, you can actually walk freely on top of it. When it's closed, you can't go into it at all. But when it's open, is able to do this. Now, if you were to put, say, another block like here, I can walk into this block. I can get pushed around. Okay, so there's some interesting videos that someone made with this, and they made a conveyor belt with this, just this gate and this piston, which I can give you a link in the description. Here's a little staircase and a sign. You cannot push a sign. You can push staircase, you cannot push a sign. Here's a bed. You push a bed, you destroy the bed, actually. And what I had there was actually cake. And weird thing happened to cake. It actually just disappears. No cake. Okay, so that's all the pushable items, or pretty much that's all the item you ever want to use in Minecraft. Oh, and when you push a TNT, yes, you make it explode. Okay, so you need to be careful playing with those. However, there are ways to get around that to make an X-ray machine using TNT. And yes, by pushing the TNT into your face. But it does not explode TNT. But if you guys want, I can make another tutorial about that. But there's already plenty of those out there for showing you how to make an X-ray machine. So this is all I've got for this episode. So I hope you liked it. So this is just a basic tutorial on what pistons can do and what it needs. Basically, I mean, some basic knowledge. You know, like for example, this works, but when you have the same level, it does not work. So hopefully you can flourish and take this knowledge and make something crazy, such as the X-ray machine or the conveyor belt or some crazy elevator. So that's it for all today. Thanks, and have a great night. CXD out.